Who's my cartoon crush as a kid? Definitely Misty. I liked Chell from El Dorado. El Dorado is still one of my like favorite movies of all time. One of the Kanker sisters. I think the one with blue hair. I know they were supposed to be like creepy, but I was like, I don't know, the blue hair one's kind of cute. It's my top 3 right now. But man, if I watched Avatar, Ty Lee would have been a game changer. Luckily, I ended up dating a girl who was pretty much just Ty Lee in my life. I don't think Drake and Josh aged very well. I never really watched it as a kid. I was more of a Nickelodeon kid than a Disney. Drake and Josh? Drake and Josh is Nick? What? I thought they were Disney. How are they Nickelodeon? I never saw them. Maybe they were after my time. I feel like most of the kids I know who grew up Disney knew Drake and Josh, but people that watch like Cartoon Network and shit like I did, people who watch like Courage the Cowardly Dog, that's wild. They must have been just after my time. That's right, Dan Schneider. That's right. Okay. What was the one where Dan Schneider was making the underage girl show her feet all the time or whatever? What was that show? Because I didn't see that show either. iCarly. Yeah, true. So yeah, I missed iCarly. That was after my time. So I don't know if that was like at the same time. Like there weren't a lot of, like when I was watching Nickelodeon, it was like all that, Kenan and Kel. I can't think of any other live action stuff that was happening at the same time. Yes, Are You Afraid of the Dark? Legend of the Hidden Temple. I remember all that shit. Amanda Bynes show. Yeah, I loved the Amanda Bynes show. I had like the biggest crush on Amanda Bynes. No offense, how old are you? Another great example of how there would not be any offense if you just didn't start the sentence with no offense. Yes, I'm old enough to be a lot of your dads. I don't remember Space Cases now. Zoe 101, I don't remember. I didn't really like Hey Arnold. Like, I think it's a great show, but I feel like it's such a gritty vibe that it was like not what I wanted to watch at the time. Yep, Rocket Power was very big. Loved Rocket Power. Yeah, it is American Snowboard Kids, true. Not to be old or anything, but how rude are you? That's what I should have said in response. Guys, I'm 31. I just turned 31 last week. I'm old as shit. I'm literally as old as feces. Please don't make fun. I remember the first episode of SpongeBob airing. That's how old I am. And I watched the shit out of it. And everyone was like, this show is really weird. And I thought it was amazing. I thought it was awesome. So Ouija the God was going through like all the episodes of SpongeBob on this channel. And it is so crazy how like pretty much the first, 2 seasons of SpongeBob, like not a single episode was bad. Every single episode was like a hit. Like really good. Rocket Power like legitimized my name because of the guy named Conroy, the skate park owner or whatever. No, see, I miss Danny Phantom. Yeah, like I know a lot of people who love that shit, but it's crazy because like Adrian always talks about things like Teen Titans and stuff, and I totally missed out. Oh my god, yeah. Dude, Fairly Odd Parents was the shit. I mean, it still is, but like that was a big one for me. Rocko's Modern Life was my favorite show. Like bar none as a kid. I loved that show so much. That and Angry Beavers. I still have an Angry Beavers t-shirt that I think I wore in a video once. Rocko's Modern Life was fucking real. Like that was like a level of real that I latch onto as a kid. There were some shows that were a little too real. Like I think Hey Arnold was too real. I was just like, I'm here to fucking watch a show that's funny, not a show that makes me feel existential dread. Yes, I was a Rugrats kid. Loved Rugrats. Yeah, like if I had to make a tier list, Rocko's Modern Life, Angry Beavers, definitely S tier. I think my least favorite show out of all of that time was Ariel Monsters. Like I know a lot of people liked it, but it didn't scare me. It just freaked me out. It was that same level of grit that Hey Arnold was, and it just didn't land with me. You know, like I was like, I get what it's doing, but like there was never any part of it that I was like, all right, like this, it didn't do it for me. Cat Dog was another one that, like, I don't know why, I just didn't really like it that much. I liked Ren and Stimpy. There was a Ren and Stimpy, like, Game Boy game that I had, so I was like, hey, it's the characters from the game. I was a big fan of all the memes of, like, already been chewed gum, your best friend log or whatever. Yeah, Doug didn't do it for me either. Like, I really wanted to just be entertained as a kid, you know? I didn't want these shows that were like, we're trying to be relatable. And I was like, I don't want you to be relatable. I want SpongeBob. I want silly, funny comedy. Yep, Jackie Chan. I liked Jackie Chan Adventures. I didn't think I would, but there was something I really liked about Jackie Chan Adventures. I remember when that first came out, and they're like, oh my god, Jackie Chan is making a cartoon? Oh my god. Cartoon Network shows too much. I'm pretty sure I watched all of them. Ed, Edd and Eddy. I loved Ed, Edd and Eddy, but I think I was out by the time of Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy. I remember my aunt really liked that show and would always want to talk to me about it, and for whatever reason, I never I'd never seen it. Ed, Ed and Eddie was so good, dude. It still is. I mean, I think Ed, Ed and Eddie really, really holds up. I mean, like, I feel like the shows that have, like, memes along with them, like, tend to hold up pretty well. SpongeBob being, like, the obvious, like, SpongeBob holds the fuck up. It's insane. That show was, like, I don't know if it, like, if you would even call it, like, ahead of its time or anything. It was just fucking good. Jimmy Neutron, I loved the movie, but I had a hard time watching the show. I don't know why. I loved Sheen. Sheen was my favorite character. Ultra Lord. I remember, I watched a lot of Comedy Central, too. I watched a ton of Comedy Central, so I watched a lot of shit that I probably should not have watched. I remember seeing The Man Show. The Man Show is probably the show that has aged. I don't even think it was good for its time. Like, it was so bad for the time. Dude, The Man Show was so fucking awful. But I was so young at the time that I watched it. I was like, wow. It was bad for its time, and then it aged like milk. It aged like milk that had like already gone bad. Powerpuff Girls, Samurai Jack. Yeah, Dexter's Lab. Loved all those. Dexter's Laboratory, I don't think aged very well. I watched Dexter's Laboratory back again, and it's extremely repetitive and kind of annoying. Dexter's Lab at the time, I think, was really good, but I don't really remember a whole lot of stuff other than, like, the Omelette du Fromage episode, the episode where Dee Dee, like, gets, like, killed or something, I don't know, and then she's, like, not around. No, she gets taken by, like, Mandark or whatever, like, and then they're hanging out, and then Dexter gets all sad because he doesn't have somebody who just annoys the shit out of him anymore. I think, like, I don't think a lot of episodes of Dexter's Lab were good. I think, like, that's why they weren't memorable. Like, I think I spent a lot of time on Toonami. Like, that's where I watched the majority of, you know, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball, Powerpuff Girls, I think was on Toonami as well. Yu Yu Hakusho, I've never heard of that. Puffy, Yami, Yumi, are you just saying random fucking words now? Ronin Warrior, Sailor Moon. I remember Sailor Moon. King of the Hill. Yeah, King of the Hill I didn't like as a kid. I think I liked that show more as an adult. Power Rangers. I watched Power Rangers when I was very young. Yeah, I think I needed to watch King of the Hill in my later years. As a kid, it wasn't great. Like, you guys are talking like Ivan Ooze, Yumi, Yami, Yumi, Dimmy, Pimmy, Timmy, Turner. Like, I don't know what the fuck you guys are talking about. The CG Donkey Kong Country cartoon? No. But that sounds like it could either be amazing or terrible. Or both. Captain Planet, I fucked with Captain Planet pretty fucking hard. It was kind of like, I watched Captain Planet a long time ago, so I don't really remember anything. I remember the episode where the kid with the heart ring finally got fed up because, like, they never needed him. It was just like, everybody else had cool rings and he had heart. And, like, he was just like, fuck you guys, I'm leaving. And then they were like, okay. And then they had that situation where, like, they needed the heart one and he was too busy being like, no. You guys were mean. Gargoyles, holy shit. I remember Gargoyles at Mitre Sorta. That strikes a core memory. Adriana was the Teen Titans fan. She was really big on Batman animated series too. Darkwing Duck, I didn't watch. Codename Kids Next Door, I didn't like the show, but I really liked the games that they had on was that Nickelodeon? The Nickelodeon website for them. There were some games online that I really liked. My favorite, like, when I was, like, really obsessed with Spider-Man, like, I remember I rented, like, a bunch of, like, the old school Spider-Man cartoons, and God, it was hilarious. No, I never watched Sonic cartoons. I remember shit like Beetleborgs and shit. I feel like that was like during the age where like everything was like, you know, at the end of every show there would be like, you know, winners don't do drugs and stuff like that. And I know Sonic was very much like that. Sonic Says and stuff. Candy Hamster. Yeah, I think Hamster Launch was I played that shit. Avatar was amazing. I didn't watch that until very recently. I think like 2 years ago maybe. Yeah, it was like during COVID. Like Adriana was like, all right, we're watching Avatar The Last Airbender, and I was like, okay, let's do it. God, that show, it was phenomenal. Like, you could not have like played that show up to me more. You couldn't have hyped that show up more. And it was still like, I still watched that and I was like, wow, this is probably one of the best stories ever told. Like, yeah, it was very, very good. Yeah, Avatar The Last Airbender it's its own fucking thing, man. It's so good. Oh, I did see Hamtaro. Hamtaro was amazing. Gravity Falls. I never saw Gravity Falls, but I have heard it's phenomenal. So I would love to watch it someday. Where the Eds ended up marrying the Kanker sisters. Oh my God. That has to be the canon ending. I do remember the episode where the Kanker sisters chained up Ed, Ed, and Eddie. And that was, even at the time, I'm like, should I be watching this? Is this okay? Because if it's not, I'm still gonna watch it because it just feels too good. I wonder how many people that episode of Ed and Eddie was awakening for. I'm sure a lot. You guys who came out of the womb horny, you guys had some I'd be interested to see your files. You did too. Okay, don't hide it. Listen, we're not talking about me. We're talking about you. I am really struggling to find, as we're doing these runs pretty much as tight as I'd like to, where the fuck we're gonna find those 5 minutes. Cause goddamn, you wanna pipe me? I like that one. You wanna pipe me? Nickelodeon.